Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. I don't know about you, that new intro gives me the goosebumps. Also, what gives me the goosebumps? These 6 Raiders news and rumors that I got for y'all. And for those of you that don't know, yes, this will be a Chucky show for Chucky heads, believe it, baby. So the first rumor that I really want to take a deep dive on today, it's around Gabe Jackson. And some good news here that I like. Gabe Jackson, is he returning soon? John Gruden talked about him a little bit. Here's the thing. I'm only going to give this one 2 Chucky heads, and people are talking. The guy that was talking was John Gruden. Now, Gruden said a lot of good things about Gabe Jackson, but for those of you that don't remember, Jackson, he suffered an MCL injury back on August 8th, okay? This came with an original 8-week recovery timetable. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I thought Gabe Jackson would return in Week 7. Here's the thing. It's only Week 3. And the fact that we're already talking about Gabe Jackson getting close to returning is a very, very good sign. So if you're watching this live on YouTube, we already got 340 people watching. I think that's a good sign as well. I appreciate you guys. And for those of you that aren't normally watching here, subscribe, youtube.com/Raiders Report. So here's what John Gruden had to say about Gabe Jackson. Gabe Jackson, by the way, is getting better every single day. I don't think he'll play this week, but he's getting closer and closer and closer to returning. This is good news for the Oakland Raiders. Really good news for the Oakland Raiders here, because when I originally thought about Gabe Jackson and him missing games, I said that Gabe Jackson is probably going to come back Week 7. The reason why I said that is because the Raiders have that bye week in Week 5. Gabe Jackson is a tough dude. The Raiders, they're also going to get another player back here who you're about to hear about in just a second. But here are the Raiders' next 5 games. How many wins out of those games are the Raiders going to get? It's a tough schedule. Comment below. I'll give some people some shout-outs in the comment section. We got a whole bunch of people watching live on YouTube, and I love it. So I appreciate everyone. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications so you know exactly when I go live, because I'm going live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Currently, 24,500 loyal subscribers. I want to get that number to 25K. I've been told once I get to 25K, I can give out more Raiders tickets. This week, we did a flag giveaway. Stay tuned. I have my winners for that. But I want to be able to give away Raiders tickets, all right? So once we get to 25K subscribers, I'm going to give out more Raiders game day tickets. So make sure you guys subscribe. Take that link, youtube.com/Raiders Report, and send it to all your Raiders friends. Can you do that for me? I think that'd be pretty lit. All right, let's keep the show rolling here. Richie Incognito, suspension over. This one's for Chucky heads, believe it, baby. I like seeing this because this is going to add extra depth to our offensive line. Now, we had to hunt down this picture of Richie Incognito, and if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you guys need to see the ridiculous picture that ESPN and NFL has for Richie Incognito, because maybe Richie Incognito is gone incognito, but the picture that they have, not even close. So he was suspended those first 2 weeks of the season. He returned to the Raiders back on Monday. Gruden said that's a big plus for us. Yeah, I totally agree. When you went out and got Richie Incognito, you went out and got this man who was a little bit of a question mark, like mentally. Let's just be honest. But if we can get back to the 2015, 2016, 2017 Richie Incognito, where he was a Pro Bowler, and I mean, Josh Jacobs is already running the football very effectively. And now if you can insert Richie Incognito on this offensive line that I think has played very well, this is really good for the Oakland Raiders. So this is what I project the Raiders' offensive line depth chart to look this week going up against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, they might want to stick with Devy. Speaking of Devy, that's what Richie Incognito's picture is, because the Raiders' offensive line overall has played very well. Sure, they've given up 3 sacks on Derek Carr, but 2 of those sacks came in the fourth quarter against the Chiefs when Derek was literally just trying to make something happen. So, Richie Incognito, what is one word, okay? Y'all are only allowed to use one word. I'll give some shout-outs here to the people who are watching us live here on YouTube and watching us live over on Facebook. We got over 75 people watching on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, click that share button to become a top fan. So one word, okay? Y'all can't cheat. One word. I'll give some shout-outs here to some people. Somebody says badass, nasty, hog, beast. Somebody said WTF, bully, nasty. It's all good. My one word for Richie Incognito is crazy. And y'all would be crazier than Richie Incognito to not take advantage of this offer. BetDSI has hooked me up with the best deal out there. Use my promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. If y'all think the Raiders are going to win this week, y'all think Josh Jacobs is going to be the offensive rookie of the year, go make some money. And I'm literally giving you money to do it. BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Raiders120. Go use the deal. Next rumor. Trent Brown. Is he going to play? Type KOW in the comments section if you think Trent Brown is playing week 3, because I'm going to give this one 3 Chucky heads, and I think it's pretty likely. If I could give something 3.9 Chucky heads, I'd probably do it. Trent Brown, big dude, and he's one tough SOB. I think that he's going to end up playing this game. So if you watch the game against the Chiefs, you'll know that he left Sunday's game versus Kansas City with a sore knee and was unfortunate because he wasn't able to return. Now, the Raiders, they're keeping a close eye on Trent Brown. Obviously, I mean, he's the highest paid tackle in the NFL, as they should. If the Raiders wouldn't be keeping a close eye on Trent Brown, I'd be very, very worried. Gruden said yesterday that he doesn't believe that this injury is serious. That's a good note, because I think with Trent Brown, I want Gabe Jackson to be coming back. I mean, he's still got a few weeks to go yet. But with this offensive line at full strength, it is already very, very impressive to me. If Trent Brown goes down, I think it's definitely going to hurt the running back game. But I'm thinking that Trent Brown is going to suit up because we need him against the Vikings. The Vikings do have a very good defense, a very good defensive line. So Trent Brown playing week 3. I'm going to give this one 3 Chucky heads because John Gruden ultimately said he doesn't think that this injury is very serious. Let's talk about the running back, shall we? Who loves Josh Jacobs? If y'all don't love Josh Jacobs, then turn off this show. If you love Josh Jacobs, like this video right now because I love me some Josh Jacobs. The dude has been running super tough. And is he playing versus the Vikings? This one's 3 Chucky heads. I think it's going to be pretty likely. Another player who I do fully anticipate playing, but he was on the injury report Monday. John Gruden spoke about Jacobs a little bit, and after this past week, people are a little bit concerned because Josh Jacobs, ultimately, Jacobs is dealing with a groin issue. So there was a report, and I'm here to clear this up, that it's unclear if Jacobs will play in week 3. Another player that John Gruden talked about, he said he's not too worried about the injury. I had a lot of people ask me, Mitch, why didn't Josh Jacobs get more carries this past week, right? I mean, he had 12 carries for 99 yards, and for those of you that play fantasy football, if I would have got one more yard, I would have crushed my aunt. Sorry. But I needed that one extra yard. But 8.3 yards per carry, and he was the main focal point. Between you and me, he was the only player that this past week that showed up on every single play on offense. The reason why Jacobs didn't get more work, he was dealing with cramps. So because the injury says groin, I've also been told that it was connected to the cramps that he was experiencing in week 2. In week 1 versus the Broncos, he had more carries in week 1 than he did in any game in his entire career at Alabama. 3.7 yards per carry, not too worried about that because we ended up winning this football game against a very good Denver Broncos defense. Now, Josh Jacobs, to me, I think if we really want to continue to win football games and we want to go on the road to Minnesota and take down a team that, let's be real, that offense with Kirk Cousins, you can say what you want about him, they do have a good offense. So you need to be able to establish that running game with Josh Jacobs. So I'm going to ask everyone this question right now. Who wants a shout out? You want a shout out? Yeah? Dead Raider, I see you're always in the comments section. Jeff, are you there? How many rushing yards for Josh Jacobs versus the Minnesota Vikings this past week? So if you watched week 2, Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, the way that the Packers won that football game was with Aaron Jones. Take that blueprint, run the football down Minnesota's freaking throat, and I want to see a lot of rushing yards for Josh Jacobs. So let's see here. I'm going to give some shout-outs. Jeff, 115. Caleb goes 120. 120 for Joe Blow. Love the name. Linton Tolson, 109. So apparently, according to the Raiders, if he gets under 100 rushing yards, it's going to be a failed game for Josh Jacobs. Also, I see a lot of people watching us on YouTube. Make sure you guys like our Facebook page as well. You can see below, facebook.com/JustWinBabyRaiders. Can I get a just win in the comments section? Let's go to the next rumor, shall we? I almost said Tyrell Williams plans to play week 3 for Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. I was trying to make you guys nervous, I'll be honest. So this is a good news for me. I was a little bit worried when I first started putting this show together. I was seeing that Tyrell was dealing with a hip pointer injury, which I've never experienced one, but from looking at some certain sources that I trust out there on the internet, it sounds like it's a very painful injury. So he doesn't seem like he's going to be 100%, which is a little bit worrisome. but he does intend to play. So I saw Victor Ford tweeted it out. Tyrell Williams also said that he does intend to play versus the Vikings. Now, this is not going to be an easy matchup. Not an easy matchup whatsoever. The Vikings are a very physical team, and I would expect for him to get Xavier Rhodes because Tyrell has been our wide receiver one. I mean, this past week versus the Chiefs, 5 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown. Now, I'll say that he showed up the first quarter, went a little silent, and I think the Derek Carr first interception in the red zone was a little bit to do with Tyrell Williams. So, not all cupcakes and rainbows. But in week 1 versus the Broncos, the dude was great. 105 catches, 17.5 yards. The reason why he was added to this team was to be a field stretcher. The reason why Tyrell Williams was added to this team, I'm not going to mention his name, but it was because he was going to be the wide receiver too, next to some man who I think is an absolute clown. Throw some FABs in the comment section below. I definitely would not be upset about that at all. Not upset about it at all. So Tyrell Williams to me, though, the question that I want to ask everyone right now who's watching, is Tyrell Williams a wide receiver one? Type Y for yes or type N for no. All right, I want you guys to think about it. I'm going to give some shout-outs because Tyrell Williams has played pretty solid. I also want to give a major shout-out to Darren Waller, who I've absolutely loved the entire offseason, and he's looked great. I also see a lot of FABs in the comments section. Tom AB, right? Can't say the actual F word because then that gets blocked. So I see a lot of yeses. I see a lot of nos. Here's my honest opinion. I do not think Tyrell Williams is an actual wide receiver one. I think he could be a 1B. I think personally the Raiders, they need to think about what they want. Maybe go out and look for a wide receiver. If you guys want me to make a wide receiver video and some potential players the Raiders could trade for, let me know in the comments section. Is Tyrell Williams a wide receiver one? So I'm going to do this National Raider flag giveaway. So shout out to Raider Nation Store. They hooked me up with 5 Raiders flags, as you can see on screen. And if you guys like the shirts, the clothes that I wear, go to Raider Nation Store on IG. It's also www.raidernationstore.net. Use my promo code Mitch20 to save 20%. So for everyone who downloaded the My TV Choice app, we had about 75 people to do it. I picked 5 winners. So the first winner, Peter Ortega. So everyone that you see on this list up here, you have 24 hours to DM me on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365 to claim your prize. Next winner, Dalton Murphy. Congratulations, you two have won a flag. Next flag winner, Michael Kolchek. Hopefully I got that right. Austin Martinez. You are the next winner of the flag. And the last winner of the Raiders flag, thanks to the Raider Nation Store on the IG, Deontay Thompson. Congratulations. Take a screenshot if you won. Like I said, you got 24 hours to claim your flags. DM me on Instagram. Apparently I said DM Mitchell on Instagram. Yep, I totally read that wrong. Off the cuff here, guys. Claim your flags. Just DM me. And if for those of you that didn't win, you can still get your flag. Use my promo code. It's down there below. Mitch20 at Raider Nation Store on IG. You can also hit up at Raider Nation Store on Instagram. We have a ton of flags to give out. And here's the thing. If you tell them that you're a loyal watcher, sometimes you even get a few extra things for free. You get a pop socket and a pop socket on the back of your phone. They got you. DM Raider Nation Store on Instagram. All right, last rumor. Dwayne Harris. Is he going to play Week 3 versus the Minnesota Vikings? Week 3. 3 Chucky heads. I think this one's pretty likely as well. So he's dealing with an ankle injury right now. And for those of you that watched the Week 2 game against the Chiefs, hopefully you skipped the second quarter. But he did leave this game shortly, and then he got his ankle wrapped up, and he was questionable to return, but like literally 2 plays later, Dwayne Harris came walking out onto the field. So I anticipate him to play. I would give this one again about 3.9 Chucky hits because I think Dwayne Harris is a tough guy. He also adds an extra element for this Raiders team in special teams, and he's a very, very smart player. So he's got 3 returns this year. 131 yards, 43.7 average, as long as 72. Man, when he had that 72-yard return against the Broncos, right after the Broncos had that touchdown, I've never heard the black hole roar as loud as it did. I don't get goosebumps too often. I mean, I've been at some pretty awesome football games. I've been in some Penn State games. The black hole is rowdy, and I absolutely love it. So as Harris playing Week 3, I'm giving this one 3 Chucky heads. I think it's pretty likely. Now, how many people watch this video until the end? So if you're not watching this live, you watch it, on repeat or whatever we do here at Chat Sports. Words are tough. Everyone's laughing at me in the background. Did you watch this video until the end? and I want you to DM me hookup because I got something special for every single person that watches this video to the end. So DM me the word hookup. Not asking you to hook up with me or slide in my DMs asking for hookup. Now I think about it, it's kind of weird. So just DM me on Instagram if you watch it till the end. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.